Okay, not back with another accent feedback video. This time the poster said that they're going for an American and or Canadian accent. So we'll keep that in mind. And here we go.
Hi guys, so what do you think?
Let me turn up the volume. Okay, so first thing I noticed, just right off the
Hi
bat.
guys, so what do you think?
So with that what, I'm hearing what, at, what do you think, why do you think, what do you think, instead of what do you think, what do you think. Um, I like that you, the final t in what is kind of becoming what do you think? Uh, that's very natural. But yeah, the vowel in what is to, I'm hearing ah, but I want to hear what.
Guys, so what do you think? Where am I from?
Okay, once again, with from, I'm hearing from, from, but I want from, so that, the back of your tongue should not be too raised, from, instead of from, and in general, like the kind of the whole back of your mouth, kind of that throat area should be a little more open, from, yeah.
From. And
Okay, and then and instead of and that I'd be expecting to hear.
and please read my accent because it's a really big deal for me since
Let's see.
it's a really big deal for
Yeah, once again, big. I'm hearing big e instead of e. Um, I'm hearing big deal instead of big deal.
because it's a really big deal for me since I started learning English.
And then also on that vowel on so, I'm hearing so. Well, let me listen to that again.
Since
I'm hearing so. So two things there. I'm hearing a monophthong, so I'm hearing one vowel sound, this but in American English, we want a diphthong, so two vowel sounds. We want o, so, so instead of so. So we want so.
Since I started learning English, I was heavily criticized and praised at the same time.
Wait, what happened there?
Heavily criticized. Started learning English, I was heavily criticized.
Okay, I'm kind of hearing some of the words got swallowed there. So it sounds like you're saying as I was heavily criticized.
Heavily criticized. Started learning English, I was heavily criticized.
Yeah, so I was heavily criticized. I'm not hearing the was. I'm kind of hearing I's heavily criticized, which at least in off the top of my head, I don't think that's okay in most variations of American or Canadian English. I's criticized. I don't think you can say that. But so yeah, just we want a more overt was there. I was heavily criticized, and then also on those two words, heavily criticized. Some of the consonants there are getting swallowed a little too much.
English, I was heavily criticized.
Especially with criticized, I'm hearing like criticized almost.
Criticized and
one more time.
Heavily criticized.
Yeah, criticized. I'm not hearing a t. I'm almost hearing a glottal stop like criticized. So yeah, we want that t. Of course, if you're kind of going for a southern British accent, there are ways you can get away with that. But
heavily criticized and praised at the same time for my accent because right when I became more open to social media, I started.
And like there again with social, I'm hearing like social media.
Go
back a little more.
Accent because right when I became more open to social media.
To social media, we want the pronunciation to be a little more clear there. Social media. You can okay. If you're saying the word in isolation, you can say social. But sure, in proper speech, sometimes it goes from social to like social media instead of social media. But we still want a little more than what you're doing here.
Became more open to social media. I started to consume mostly American content. More open to social media. I started to consume mostly American content and eventually developed.
And also on American.
Mostly American content.
American. Ken. Okay, so with the vowels again, I'll play it one more time.
Consume mostly American content.
Maybe that's fine. American. Okay, we'll leave that be for now.
American content and eventually.
Okay, but like content. I'm kind of content. That's kind of what I'm hearing. But I want content, content, and I'm kind of hearing and
content, and
tent. But I kind of want content. And then also on this word here, eventually, which is coming up.
eventually develop,
Oh, it's right there.
eventually develop
Oh, sorry.
American content, and eventually developed what I think is
No, that's fine. Actually, sorry, I misheard.
developed what I think is like an Americanish accent. I'm not
Accent. Okay. So there. This is a trend I'm seeing a lot. But on this word accent, I'm hearing accent a lot. I'm not just talking about you. Just a lot of people have been doing this, which is fine. Again, in some, say especially British varieties of English, accent, and my accent. But here we want accent in for American English. So we want ent instead of nt on the final vowel.
exactly sure which one, since I'm not familiar how diverse the accents are in such a huge country. But
Country. Okay, I'm kind of hearing country instead of country. So we'll go back a little.
huge country.
Country. Yeah, I'm hearing instead of country. Country.
But since I live in an area,
Okay, and then but here.
I live in an area the accents are in such a huge country. But since I
But okay, so there are time. Okay, right. So something I think you understand here is that if you were to be saying the word in isolation, but you want a voiceless stop at the end, so t instead of duh. I believe there are times where that can change into a voice stop. But when so you can probably get away with that. But the fact that you kind of paused and went like but you say okay, I'm hearing but I kind of want but
since I
like but I want but. Yeah,
live in
here
an
at
area,
least.
since I live in an area that, but since I live in an area that speaks almost entirely British English, I'm like an outcast, so they automatically think that I speak like an American.
Okay, and then there on that th, I'm hearing day,
So they automatically
day. But we want they. So tongue between the teeth. You don't have to do it that way, but that's what I tell people because I think that's the easiest to make that mind-body connection. But they, or I don't know what's the word before, but we want they instead of day.
So they automatically think that I speak like an American accent, which I know it's not exactly true, but what do you think? Is my accent really that bad?
Okay, so in general, I'd say I already pre-read the comments, so I was spoiled, I guess, that your native language is Hungarian. I probably wouldn't have been able to guess that. Your accent sounds kind of like a generic Central East European, so to speak. I would say yes. So you don't sound native, but that's fine. You sound pretty good. Your consonants are quite good. Very few problems that I could hear with the consonants. It sounds like you're mainly struggling with some of the more unique, or I shouldn't say unique. I'm not terribly familiar with Hungarian phonology, but if I had to guess, there are some vowels that are present in American English that are not present in Hungarian. So again, I think one of those vowels would probably be the like but, that vowel. So definitely work on that. But overall, I think you sound pretty decent. So hopefully these comments will help you out. And
Hi
yeah,
guys,
good luck.
so what do you think?